Hello, Ink Techies. Have you ever dreamed of creating your own game in Scratch? Imagine coding a ping pong game where you control the paddle, hit the ball, and challenge yourself to keep the rally going. Today, I'm going to unravel the secrets of coding your first game step by step. Even if you are a complete beginner, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will have a fully functional game that you can customize and improve. So, are you ready to bring your game idea to life? Let's dive in. But first, a quick favor. If you love learning to code and want to build awesome projects, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you will never miss a new tutorial from me on Buff Blocker. Now, let's get coding. First, create a new project. Step number one, setting up the stage and sprites. First, let's set the stage. So click on the choose a backdrop icon at the bottom right of your screen and pick a simple backdrop like blue sky, neon tunnel for a cool vibe. Maybe this time neon tunnel. So let me delete this sprite. Let's get our game piece. For the paddle, open the sprite library and choose a paddle sprite. For the ball, let's grab a ping pong ball from the library. Yeah, here it is. Perfect. Our game setup is ready. Now let's bring into life with code. Step number 2, making the ball bounce. First grab when green flag clicked block from the events category. This will start our game. Next, add a move 10 step block from motion category. This makes the ball move. Since we want the ball to keep moving, wrap, wrap it inside a forever block. Let's test it. Hmm. The ball moves, but it stopped at the edge. We need to fix that. In the motion category, there is a block called if on edge. This will make the ball bounce off the wall. Let me put after this move 10 step. Now, see the ball moves back and forth, but we want it to move in all direction, not just side to side. To fix that, let's change the starting direction to 45 degrees using point in direction from motion section. So I just place this point in direction before the forever loop. Let me set the value to 45. See the result. It works. The ball now moves randomly around the stage. Step 3, coding the paddle movement. We are going to control the paddle by our mouse pointer. Let's make the paddle follow our mouse. Drag in when green flag clicked block, and from the motion section, grab a set x to block. This controls the horizontal position of the paddle. We want it to follow our mouse pointer, so instead of a fixed value, use the mouse x block from the sensing category. This mouse x block returns the current x coordinate point of my mouse pointer on stage. To keep it move continuously, wrap it inside a forever block. The paddle smoothly follows our mouse. Step 4, detecting paddle collision. Now we need to make the ball bounce when it hits the paddle. So let me do that code on the ball sprite. Let's grab another when green flag clicked block, as I don't want to disturb this flow. And an if then block from control. This will check if ball touches the paddle. So from sensing, we need to get this block touching paddle. So touching block. So in this menu, let me set paddle. And to bounce the ball up, we need to flip its direction. The trick, subtract the current direction from 180 degrees. So let's get minus block from operators. So then let's get direction block from motion. It returns the current direction of the sprite. Let me place it here, the second operand. So set 180 in the first operand shortcut. So this will return the exact direction that we need to rotate when it touches the paddle. Okay, so I need to set this angle to the sprite. Let's test it. So look at this. When the ball is touching the paddle, it's not doing anything. Because look at this one. This code is not active. Because when flag is clicked, it just checked this condition and stop executing this code. Let's wrap this entire if then block inside a forever block. Now let's test it again. Look at this. The ball is just going up, bouncing bouncing off when it touches the paddle. Isn't it cool? Step 5, game over condition. So every game needs an ending, right? Let's make it game over when ball touches the bottom. So open the sprite library, choose a line sprite, place it at the bottom. Now we need to check the collision between this ball and the line sprite. So when the ball touches the red line, we have to show the game over message. When green flag click the block, so the same forever, we have to check forever if it touching the ball. So from the sensing, I'm getting this touching block. I place inside the if then block, change the menu to ball. When it touches the ball, we have to show game over message, right? So of course we have to create a new sprite maybe for showing that game over message. So click the paint to create a new sprite. So there we have an empty sprite with the default name sprite1. Let me rename it. So this sprite like it's like a text sprite, like I'm going to add a text. Let me select this text tool. Okay, so I'm going to write game over. Once you're done typing this, click outside somewhere. You can see blue color line around it. Drag this one of the corners dot to enhance the size. I would like to change the color. Let me set red. Yeah, there we go. So I placed it at the center of the canvas. Also, I set this sprite at the center of the stage. Okay. Okay. How can I tell the game over appear on the stage when ball touches the line? So for that, I'm going to pause a message. From the events, I picked this broadcast message. Let me create a new message. Game over. Okay. So in the game over sprite, when green flag click, it should appear once the game is over. Until it should not be there on the stage. So let me add hide under when green flag click. So when game is on, the sprite is not on the stage. It should come back on the stage when the message is broadcasted. So let me just get when I receive block from events and placed show under it. First, let's test this. See, the ball is going. I can hit it by paddle. Okay, when it touches the line, the game over message is appearing, but the game is still going on, right? We should stop it. After this, I'm going to stop the entire project by adding the stop all block from control. See the result now. So when the ball touches the red line, see, it stopped moving. Everything is stopped. Even I can't, even the paddle um, is not following my mouse pointer. Got it? So the final step, adding score and sounds. To make it fun, let's add a score system and some sound effects. Let me make a new variable, score. In the ball sprite, we have a chunk of code that checks the collision between the paddle and the ball. Whenever the ball touches the paddle, we have to give one score. So change variable block. So change variable score by 1 when it touching the paddle. So see the result. Okay, so I got 1 point, 2 points. So let me replay it. See, the score is still 3, which is the old score. When flag is clicked, a new game begins. So it should start from 0. I mean, the score value should start from 0. So add set block over the forever, set score value to 0 when you click the green flag, the score starts from 0. Okay, now for sound effects. So go to the sound. We have a default sound boing, or you can add ping pong hit sound from library if you want. I want to play this sound here whenever it touches the paddle. So in the sounds category, let me get this start sound. So I said this ping pong hit. See the result. Isn't it cool? For background music, I would like to take something from library. Let's check loops. Maybe this is okay. Dance space. So I think I should reduce the volume. Let me make it softer. So go to code. Let's get when green flag clicked. I want to keep playing the sound. As I want to play sound all the time, I place this play sound until done inside forever. So see the output. Awesome. Now our game feels real. And that's it. You have just built your first ping pong game in Scratch. Want to level up? Try adding difficulty levels and ISO systems. Comment below what features you want to add next. If this tutorial helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more fun coding project. Until next time, keep coding like a pro.